And here we are back in our mining base. I just finished getting both sides set up. There is still not a chunk loader in the nether side, so if I actually want to process properly for now, I have to stand in there. This is a stack of 7 just regular Buildcraft tanks. This is only temporary. This entire setup actually is temporary. It's going to be moved to a proper location later, probably down near the bottom of the world, still directly under this area though. As you can see, I have the matching ender chest here, attached to a filter and a timer set to tick every 5 seconds. And the chest right now is completely empty, without any actual lava cells. The transposer is full, so I can shut this engine off. It will need to be set up differently, otherwise this will just constantly overheat. But yeah, let's head back to the nether side and show you how it works properly. Give things time to load a bit, and off we go. There's almost always a blades or 2 in these hallways, so I've just always selected my bow, or gotten into the habit of that. I've made 9 or 10 trips back this way. This might be the second time there was no blazes there. As you can see, these redstone engines are nice and warm now, and there you can see the filter pulling out the empty cells from the ender chest. Turn this engine back on since it's actually being used. See, it's just moving right along. The transposer automatically dumps the cells back into the bottom. The other base is actually chunk loaded, so you can see the full cans going down. If I were to stand right here, it would just cycle until the transposer on the other side ran out of energy. I have this filter set up to pull only the empty cells out, and since there was only 1 in the stack, it will pull 1 empty cell at a time. A little bit of a backlog of empty cells here, but that's because the lava can't keep up at the moment. So we'll just watch this work for a moment. See, the lava is actually coming in fairly quickly. It would be slightly better if I weren't using the excess to power this magmatic engine. But if this system runs properly, a magmatic engine outputs 4 mine joules per tick, and the liquid transposer uses 4 per tick. So in a system that is in equilibrium, it will use all the power it is given, and these engines will never overheat. With the setup the way it is now though, that will not happen. I'll need a slightly more stable system to pull out, get the numbers right. You can see I'm out of cans now. Oh, there comes another one. Just kidding. So there is still power in the transposer on the other side, it's just slightly slower. There are large amounts of enemies outside that I can hear. Hopefully I have this set right so that in-game sounds are getting through now. You can see the transposer is full now. As a result, the energy is getting stored in the engine. If I leave it too long, it will overheat. You can see it already turned orange, which is not a good sign. it is still pulling cans out. So let's jump back there and see how backed up that is. Looks like the tank is pretty much full, so the system doesn't need to be on. This is completely out of power, so we'll turn this on again. To start with, I have 32 cans in this system, 2 of which are in filters, bring it down to 30. And when all the cans were in one place, I only saw, well, let's just count them up right now. There's 23 here, there's 1 in use, so that is extra counted. 24 and 25 are here. And there shouldn't be any in the system on the other side, so I really don't know where those cans are, if I'm just miscounting or what, but we're a couple cans short, but it seems stable now. With that, we just have our basic setup for lava generation. I have 8 geothermal generators here. I will not be placing these down right now. I don't have the room prepared underneath for it yet. But these will be all lined up with lava being pumped into them. And then that output will be IC2 power, which are EUs. Throw those into either a bat box or an MFE. And from there, I'll be able to get started on the more advanced IC2 stuff, since I'll have decent generation that is not powered by coal. These geothermals won't actually be geothermals for long. There is an upgrade to them introduced by Ardrotech, which is the thermal generator. It is the exact same fuel source as a geothermal, so lava, but it uses that lava more efficiently, so I get more per bucket over a longer period of time. As you can see, it takes Invar ingots, which on certain ones you can see is Fe2Ni, which comes out to being, if I can find the right page again, Invar dust is an iron, another iron, and then a nickel or pulverized ferrous dust. So it's not too hard, it's just less standard materials, we'll say. And since we're getting rather far along in the episode, I don't want to start anything new, so I'll show you the new nexus that has been created. And we decided we did not like the wooden tendril world, so we rebuilt it. This is a proper void age. It's completely enclosed right now in marble. You can see there's extra book stands here. Books to the old nexus, M's base, Ardro's base. I don't think that is a safe book to use. The base of my tree, the actual shared base in the mountainside, and Elvie and Vlad's base. There's just a little bit of a riddle up here. I'm sure most people have seen it, but those that haven't can figure it out on their own. I won't give you any more hints or tell you what it means. You can see on the mini map here there's actually a room in this direction. These redstone torches are evenly placed, but they aren't there just for looks. If I break that torch off, and just move it up 1 block. There's a passage here, opens up, that leads to a more secret room. There's a lever on this side that will close up the gate afterwards. It is hooked up with, I want to say, an XOR gate, which is a Red Power 2 gate, made with this. How that works is there's 2 inputs, and one input or the other will send an output signal. If both are on, there is no output, and if both are off, there is no output. So it works well for systems which require a lever or something on either side. And you can see there's extra bits of building over here. That's where all the wiring is, I believe. The Amplar set up this entire base again. He does some pretty good work. And I hear Alt's been doing some fun stuff, so let's go check him out. He definitely has some well-packed stuff in here. Looks like he has pretty decent material production. Oh, this kind of worries me. I wonder what's in here. Basalt, zirconium, and more zirconium, and empty cells. Oh, look, and there he is. So we'll run out here. Just looked at the mini map, and wait, he has 2 quarries going from up there? Let's give this a moment to load. Might actually be out of my view distance. I don't think it'll actually load. The view distance on the server is set kind of lower than normal. It cuts down on client-side lag a little bit. Looks like the entire battleship is already up in the air. Oh, there's some of it loaded. So we'll give that a moment, and we'll just wander down here. I think I heard reference to this being a C lab. I might have already shown people this, but there's been a little bit of work done on it. Hasn't been massively expanded yet. I think that's what the quarries up there are for. You can see he has a decent stockpile of stuff. This seems to be his internet for the quarries. Kind of curious as to how close those quarries are digging. Looks like he started a little bit of a jungle here to supplement his wood. Jungle trees are very, very good when combined with a tree capitator and a chainsaw. Looks like he's digging both. Oh, this tunnel is completely dug out now. It is just a tube through the water. He seems to be working on the rest of it as well. I'm looking forward to how this is going to turn out. Gonna have fun digging out the spot under the main base. You can see he hit a mine over there. So let's head back to the mining base for now and go through the Nexus again. And I saw another book that was interesting to me, which was Shugo. Nice signage. He has a block of wool stating his undercolor, which is orange. This is an iron door, so I can't get out this way without a lever or something. A freebie chest with stone tools. An iron sword, I will take that. So, oh. Alt seems to make a habit of using M's machines when he's not around. Doesn't waste power that way, I guess. Guess we just gotta walk down one side or the other on this. Stairs. So stand here, press the button, turn right. Oh, that must be an arcane levitator from Thaumcraft. Those are handy little tools from what I've seen of them. Seems quite spacious in here. Oh, the shared net. That is my Wrath Igniter. I don't have a ender chest with that color in my base, and probably won't build one for a little while. Ooh, there's research table. Let's see what he has going. Nothing. A wide variety of IC2 machines, it looks like. A macerator, an induction furnace, an extractor, a compressor. An industrial centrifuge, that's a Ardrotech edition. A trapdoor covering his chunk loader. Those things are almost impossible to get off of if you fall on top of one. An industrial electrolyzer. These machines are very complex and quite handy, both the electrolyzer and the centrifuge. You can see there's lots of piles of dust. That's from those two machines. And this one, which is the industrial grinder, you can see Alt's using it now. It takes water cells and an ore, grinds them up and spits out the cell and increased output. So one redstone ore, as you can see, produces 10 actual redstone and a tiny pile of, 2 tiny piles of glowstone dust. It is a massive multi-block structure. You build this out of casings and reinforced casings, and then you put the control block here. And this is how you power and input stuff. And I believe you can put one on each face, and they are all counted as separate machines. Nice little storage net here. Let's keep going up. Oh, this seems to be his actual storage room. A zombie in the walls somewhere. Don't know why he painted that entire thing red, but oh well. I think all of us have actually used barrels for our sorting systems to start with, because they take a lot of the complexity out of it. You don't have to have actual sorting machines and pipe colors to properly sort the outputs. This is I think that's an extra dimensional barrel full of IC2 scrap. That's a significant amount of it. Looks like there's more up, so let's keep going, shall we? Ooh, his power production room for... Oh, I saw that. Yeah, even in well-lit areas, we've all had problems with just random mobs spawning in places they shouldn't. Just a little hollow room, it looks like. This is just a whole mess of red-powered 2 electric engines, blue electric engines. Looks like they're charging up a whole pile of redstone energy cells as well. I think I heard him say that he's powering this off of 6 wind turbines and a stack or 2 of solar panels, so we'll have to see if we can find that. Looks like this doesn't actually go up further, so we'll find the way down. And the entire outside structure should be loaded, so we'll head back out and see if we can't get a proper view of that. Here's one of his one lava tank. It's as large as it can get. No, it's not. That's only 5,400 buckets of capacity. No, wait. Yeah, 5,500 we'll say. We'll round up a bit. Going into the thermal generators that I was telling you about earlier. You can see it has an actual numeric value for the amount of lava in it. Just a whole pile of it. Looks like a wall of MFSUs, which are incredibly powerful. I'm gonna cut the video here while I find how to get out of here. And we're back. I managed to get back to the main room. It only took 5 or 10 minutes. I did some other exploring of less vital stuff just to see how the structure was. You can see this is the tunnel we came in on. And I see that this did actually load. It's kind of a blobby Shugo, I guess. Shugo being from Ion, which we used to play quite a bit. I did find his power net too. It's just directly behind the house. Up there are his windmills. There are 6 of them, 4 of which have expired. You can see the 2 that are left on the edges there. Here's his the first panel that I found. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 16 or 18 right now. And then this one is significantly larger. It's at least a stack, probably a lot more. And that is how he's powering all of his Bluetricity engines. He hasn't quite fixed this outside up, it looks like. A bit of a hole there. And I would show you Ardro's base now, but he's kind of activated defense measures, and I'm not entirely sure which areas I'm allowed in yet. And if I choose poorly, I will die and lose all of my items again. So with that, I leave you with a final image of the Shugo without the bars in the way. And we'll get set up for the next episode now, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.